Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Green and Gorgeous. I took a little hiatus over the last couple weeks, but I am back and I'm glad to be here, especially after winning against the Chiefs when I am a Kansas City native and a Packers fan in Kansas City. And I would just like to say it is not a fun thing to be because Chiefs fans are not very nice. But here I am, and I'm glad that we won that game. At least we could lose any other game. I don't care if we lose to the Chiefs. I'm done. I'm done.
That was that your Super Bowl basically then? Because we're not going.
Yeah,
Well.
it is. It
Well,
is this year.
Emily, shut up. No, we're not.
There is hope.
There's hope that we make the playoffs. Yeah, but I don't think there's hope we're going to the Super Bowl.
There is hope.
Come on.
Maybe Jordan Love can do what Aaron Rodgers cannot.
Oh my gosh. How crazy
Don't
would that be?
even. What, like beat the 49ers in the offseason?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh
My
gosh.
God. No, that's not gonna happen. I hate to tell you.
I had a dream
Anything
like
is
a couple
possible,
nights
Tori.
ago that we lost the championship game and I just was crying and I was
It's not
like,
a
oh
dream,
God,
that's a
like not
nightmare that we live.
and that's the
Every
thing is
year.
I was like, not this again, like not this.
Not
Like
again.
yeah, because we've talked about like we've had no hope all season and now that we have hope, I'm like
And that's what's gonna kill us the most is the hope. Like,
I'm getting anxiety. Like I haven't had to have
don't
anxiety
give
and
me
now I'm getting
hope.
anxiety.
I expect to be terrible. Let us just, lose. It's fine. Don't get my hopes up. Just to crush them. No, actually don't lose, but still.
Don't lose, but also don't win.
Yeah. Play
That's
mid.
good.
Play mid,
Yeah.
exactly.
Tie every game.
Yeah.
That
0
would like
0
fuck so
17.
many things up. I don't know how soccer does it.
Mm-mm.
That would be horrible if you just tied every game.
Oh my gosh, right. Haley, what did you actually think of the game though against the Chiefs?
Well, I feel like it's hard for my bias to not show when talking anything about the Chiefs.
You have a bias against the Chiefs? I'm
No, I
utterly
love
shocked.
them so
Wow, shocked.
much.
I am
It's my second
shocked
favorite
and
team.
confused.
Second favorite team. No, I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs fans. Even my friends, when it comes to football, I hate them. And they know that. And they also hate me. But here's my thing. Okay, this is funny to me because if the Packers lose, and it doesn't even have to be against the Chiefs, my friends that are Chiefs fans, as of 5 years ago,
Yeah.
they will call me and they will be like, "Oh, look at the Packers, look at the Packers." And I'm like, "Oh." And then like everybody was texting me the day of the game and then like
Mhm.
commenting on my Facebook and I just didn't say anything because I was
Yeah.
like if I say something we're going to lose.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
I did
like
the same thing.
Mhm.
I just said,
yeah,
yeah, like I hope we at least keep it close because I was
right.
like, if I say I can't talk shit and I wish I could because I'm a really good shit talker, but like when I
Uh,
do, karma will come.
Yeah.
Same.
And
So
so
I
I'm like, it's
don't.
best that, like the whole game, like with Jared and Jared's brother watching, like in the same room as me. I was just like,
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna say anything. Like we can
Mhm.
still. I was like, I'm waiting for us to turn the ball over and give you your chance. Like it
Yeah.
always works out for you guys. So I was just like, nope, I'm not comfortable yet.
Yeah, no. And I'm the same way because I'm like the Chiefs literally are the luckiest team in the NFL.
Oh.
I don't care
Oh,
what anybody
clearly.
says. It is luck. It is
You
pure luck.
you could tell at the end
Every
that they were
day.
literally trying to put them back into it. Like it was like this has never been more clear that but the Packers cannot beat the Chiefs. Like just like the NFL's not going to allow it. So do whatever we can to make them win. And I was like, this is like really annoying because like yeah, that I think that was like one of the most frustrating parts about the game.
Well, and
I
I
don't
think it's
know. I
so
don't know if I saw like from my point of view, I wasn't like, oh, they're just letting the Chiefs win. They're keeping them in it. Like I definitely just thought the overall like reffing of the game was just like shitty.
Terrible.
on
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah, on both sides. On both sides. Yeah, both sides. It was just like overall shitty. I think it just came down to us again, just like not putting a game away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because like we had
I
a
do
chance. We had the chance for a field goal. And then we had a false start that set us back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then so they didn't feel comfortable having him kick it, and I didn't either. But that would have been
No.
nice, 3 extra points before half. And then the last drive, if like we can go and get like a touchdown over like a field goal,
Right.
Mhm.
put the game
Would have been
away.
better.
But no,
Right.
we don't know how to do that.
We're learning. We're learning.
We're young. I mean, we are young. We are
We're
learning.
babies.
Yeah.
We
Oh
are
yeah.
babies. I think the thing that frustrates me the most is hearing like, "Oh, well, they missed that pass interference on
Yep.
MVS," and I'm like, "Okay, but that would have never happened
If the
had they
Mahomes
not
thing.
called, yeah, the personal
The
foul."
personal.
I'm like, "So can we just take a second?" Because really, to me, that just really evened it
I
out
Yeah.
because
definitely
that
yeah.
call was bullshit.
I definitely
Yeah.
But
don't think that that was a penalty. Because I was like, first of all, like again, like Emily said it multiple times, like throughout the whole 2 years now of our podcast, is like running quarterbacks are going to get hit. They are free game.
Yep.
mhm,
And he was
Hit
running
him.
for a first down and he got a
Hit
first down
him.
regardless, but he stayed in bounds. And the thing is, they had 0 timeouts and our guy
Mhm.
literally hit him in a way to try and keep him in
In.
bounds
Yeah.
so that the clock would keep going. Like that was the way he hit him. And so that's what was like really frustrating, of course. And yeah, if the PI wouldn't have happened. I honestly, though, I almost wish that like they would have called the PI and we would have stopped them on their conversion
mhm.
so that
Mhm.
I wouldn't have to hear about the refs taking away their chance because it wasn't a guaranteed win by
No.
then. And
Right.
everyone knows that. But like I feel like the refs just took away our win and like overshadowed our good playing of that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was still in bounds. Like you're right. Like I've been saying it from the beginning. I've been tweeting it all season too. I'm like, hit him. Like if they're running, then they give up themselves as a quarterback. So they're a free game, but everyone's so scared to hit him because of the fact um that they get called for it. And I'm like, his feet were in bounds. So yeah, that was ridiculous. But you're right. Like it would have been better if they would have let him have it. And you're right, because then we wouldn't have had to hear just over and over and over again about how it was just like, the pass interference is the only reason we won.
Yeah, because deep down, actually, no, I don't know that the Chiefs would have won if the
Mm.
PI was called. Because again, they already tried a 2-point conversion and they didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Pacheco was out of the game because he got ejected, like
Mhm.
or disqualified, whatever. And so, no, deep down, you don't know because the Chiefs played like shit that whole game for them. They could have
So
possibly tied. A 2-point conversion is not a guaranteed win, especially for a shitty Chiefs team this year.
And we
so
would
I
have gone to
have
overtime.
2 options. I can put user in timeout or ban him and delete their comments. And I'm
I mean,
really
he's free to express like how he feels, just like I'm gonna express how I feel about it
but
because
just know you're wrong.
I was sitting
Yeah.
with Chiefs fans who did not feel comfortable throughout the whole game. They
Yeah.
I
they
don't
d
know how
did
they
On
would.
not
They
edge.
played like
feel
shit.
they did not
They
feel like
played
they
like
had a
shit.
chance that drive. Yeah, no. But I wish
And
the PI was called. That's shitty reffing, and as just a fan of football, make the fucking calls.
yeah.
Like,
And like if they would have scored the touchdown, if they would have gotten the extra point or the 2-point conversion, it still would have gone into overtime. Like that's the thing that like everyone's like forgetting. Like it's still
and the
like
Chiefs were not going down and making like they were not going down the field by any means. Like that was their best time that they got through. And our shitty 6-6 team, like,
Beat your Chiefs.
sorry, we just beat you.
Beat
Like
your Chiefs. So
if
what
you
does
went
that say about the
you
Chiefs?
went and
What
you
does that say
got
about the
yeah.
the
Chiefs?
bottom 10 quarterback, sorry, but you did. Like your team is not going to make it this year. I'm sorry. Like my husband's a Chiefs fan and like he doesn't feel comfortable about it. I think that they will get in the playoffs. I could see them getting to the NFC championship game or sorry, AFC. And then depending on who they play, I think they're going to struggle against Houston. I think they're going to struggle
Mhm.
against the Ravens. Like this is just not their year.
Their
They are
season.
having the same problems that we are having and we talked about that in our episode before. It
Yeah.
was going to just come down to it.
Oh
Is this
man,
the
this guy
girl
is
that
just
was
really
in
mad.
like in the ats on Sunday night, because this is the same
I
type
don't
of
know. I
energy
don't know who
that
this
she
is,
was
but
giving off.
this is just
I
embarrassing.
know. It's
So
like, okay, yeah, your Chiefs will make it further than our like super young team. That's like AJ Dillon,
literally
who's a
the
solid
youngest in
25
the
years old,
NFL.
is like the oldest guy on the team almost. Like, congrats.
But at the end of the day, Love outplayed Mahomes. So even if the
Yes.
Chiefs
And
won,
literally like every
Love
single
played
way, Love
better.
outplayed him. And like Mahomes overall is a better quarterback. It's not a question to me, honestly. Mahomes
Yeah.
is a better quarterback than Love. And the thing is, like, he's just not, his teammates are not helping him. And that's what's showing. I think he's going to get frustrated. I think his offensive line is not giving him the chance to throw the ball. And he has to like watch them instead of looking for like people downfield. And it's just, it sucks for him because he is a good quarterback. Our receivers, unlike the Chiefs, are looking to be getting better this season, while the Chiefs
Mhm.
receivers right now are looking worse and worse each game.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and that's going to hurt them in the playoffs when they play a good team, because if they're playing us, which is not a good team, and they can't beat us and they're
They struggle.
struggling against other teams, then it's just not going to go well for them in the playoffs overall. But they're still going to, like I said, they're still going to probably make it to the AFC Championship depending on like how the seeding happens.
And at least our player didn't punch anybody, so at least we have that going for us
Yeah, we have
also.
that going, so that's pretty nice.
Chiefs fans just have a really hard time coping. That's it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
they don't like losing. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, they're just used to losing because, Chiefs were never good until a couple years ago, and then that's when everybody became a Chiefs fan.
Ooh, they
I
feel
remember
entitled.
you used to go to the grocery store and they would give you Chiefs tickets.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm serious. They would have them, like, they would send them to our schools because people didn't go to Chiefs games. You could buy a Chiefs ticket for $5.
And
Yeah, no,
meanwhile,
I mean,
there's
like
like,
I had a patient. I mean, he's an older patient. But he told me, he's like, yeah, I used to be a Chief season ticket holder. I had
Yeah.
like their golden level, whatever
Yeah.
seats, like box seats almost for season tickets, and they were $35 a piece.
Yeah.
Obviously not the price now. But yeah, he's like,
right.
damn, I should have really kept those, I feel like.
Well, they went up once they started,
Yeah.
once they got Mahomes.
Yeah.
I've never been a bandwagon Packers fan, so it's
And
really
I
actually
did not grow up in Kansas
funny.
City.
So we're just
Oh my,
gonna bye.
oh my gosh.
I don't know why he even like tuned in. And like
Where
why
did this
tune into
person come
why
from?
tune into a Packers podcast?
Just
And
gonna
Because
like,
they're mad. This is what they
I'm
do.
sorry that you
what?
lost. I'm sorry you lost us, because I'll say it, we're not a great team. We're not.
Right, yeah.
We're an okay team that's getting by.
Mm-hmm.
Like right
It's getting
now,
better.
It's
right
to
now
be
the stars are
expected.
aligning. We are young. We are working on things.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's to be
going,
expected. I mean, there's growing pains. Everybody goes through this.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get so irritated when people just like can't see or
Except,
understand or accept things. Like just basic football. The Chiefs did not play good that game.
mm-hmm.
Like they did not. Like the fact they came back, even, good for them, because they were not moving the ball well at all. And luckily our defense was just helpful. Like,
And I have
good
to
for
wonder
us.
if it like if roles were reversed. So like let's say, the Chiefs were winning the whole game and then it was their player that should have had a pass interference. Like I
Mhm.
think for us as Packer fans, like we're very much acknowledging that the refing sucked and that more than likely
You'd
it
have to be
should have been
blind like the ref
yeah,
that didn't call it to not see
yeah,
how bad
to
that
not agree with it.
was.
But I feel like if the roles were reversed, they would have been like, no, no way. Like he played good coverage. Like they would not have
Mm-hmm.
accepted, the way that it went because they're not accepting it now. Like we're very accepting both ways, but they are not. Like I don't think that they would have been okay with it, or they would have been okay with it and not said, "Hey, that really should have been
I
called."
mean,
Like,
don't get me wrong, like obviously I think there's some like Packers fans out there, more than we would hope to see, that would be like saying the same shit that that person was just saying. I'm
mm-hmm,
sure, because like there's just shitty fans all over. Because like, but what I would say in that situation is, if that PI gets called and it's a touchdown, you don't know how the game turns out.
Right.
Because you don't know if there's a 2-point conversion that's converted or not. You don't know who gets the ball first because we were going down the field much easier than they were. So if we get the ball first, who's to say we don't get a touchdown? But I mean, that's the way that I feel like you should put it as that fan, is it sucks the PI wasn't called because now you just don't know how the game could have ended up. It's not a guaranteed win.
I put this up there with the Des didn't catch it. Like, because the same thing happened. Like, there was still minutes left in the game. You know, Rodgers probably would have, you know, taken it down the field. Again, it's just a what if, but that's kind of where I put it. Like, the Des didn't catch it, that controversy from those years ago.
Well, let's go back and talk about how our quarterback did well. Would you guys like to discuss? Since we were so rudely interrupted.
I just told Todd that I banned someone on YouTube, and he asked if it was Jimmy. Like, it could be his burner. I don't know.
Alias.
I'm half expecting someone else to pop up, like maybe like
it's gonna be blind.
He pops up.
Right.
That's what I told Todd. I was like, just so you know, I just banned someone on YouTube. Bye. Not doing this tonight. You're not ruining my night. That's what Chiefs fans do. Ruin my night.
My week's been going okay.
I've been surviving, and if you stay here,
can you just let me be happy for like 7 days? For the love of God. Like, give me something.
It's literally been 5 days that I've been.
Do you know how hard it is for my body to get serotonin? Like, give me what I can.
I can't let us live.
I wouldn't have put my money on Jordan Love outplaying Mahomes. I would have thought that their stats would have been similar. But with Jordan, there was still some things I didn't like. I'm a Debbie Downer. I didn't like his deep balls. I still don't. Because yes, deep balls. No, they're so wobbly. They're wobbly balls.
Well, that's how I was going.
A good defense will pick those off. Like, easily, like finding it. Like, the fact that we converted on that 4th down, which first of all, when he threw, I was like, what the fuck are you thinking? We needed 1 yard. So I was like, what the hell are you thinking? And I mean, it worked out because good for Dobbs to track that shit, but in fact, like the whole way.
I wouldn't have caught that, I'll be honest.
That shouldn't have happened. That 4th down should not have been converted.
When he threw it, I was just like, oh my gosh. So I literally was like this, and then my dad was like, oh, and I was like, what? And he was like, right, and I was like,
he spent too much time watching Aaron Rodgers last year, just like throw it way deep on 3rd and like 6 or 3rd and 3.
We need inches.
3rd and inches, but we're gonna aim for the end zone.
Gosh, and that's what my dad was saying too. He was like, you know, quick ins and outs, like, you know, just like 4 or 5 yards here, 4 or 5 yards here, 4 or 5 yards here. Like, you don't have to go for the big throws every single time. Like, they're great, but your goal is to march down the field. So 4 or 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards. So yeah, that was a very interesting play. I did not see that.
I didn't agree with it, but I'm glad it worked out.
I didn't either. As soon as he threw the ball, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Like, I was like, "What the
only need?" Why? And then he caught it, and I was like, "That's why."
25% of the time, that play works. 25%.
And I loved the love shove. Is that what they're calling it?
The love shove.
I'm like, finally. Do not, like, when he gave it to, was it against the Lions? When he gave it to AJ Dillon and then AJ Dillon ran into him? Like, that was, like, need at half an inch and you're giving it to someone 8 yards. Like, what are you doing?
Why are you giving it to someone further back?
Yeah, further back.
Just go.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, you know, the left
I thought this was dude again. I thought it was the dude again.
No. Iowa Joe's a decent one.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't see the name, just the colorful, and I was like, no.
You're like, God damn it. No, I did like the line though about must be a great cornhole player.
Cornhole player.
Because he really did find that hole and sunk it in.
Man.
But the way that he was like talking about how like, oh, like Mahomes breathes and no one's ever breathed like him before. And then to like say that, like, oh, he's just a cornhole player. Like, it's just that was also very irritating. Like I told my family,
I don't know.
like,
I think we got lucky on that play.
Yeah, Collinsworth's mouth or his throat had to have been sore on Monday because the amount of he was
Dick
doing.
sucking.
Dick sucking.
Yeah.
We'll say it for you, Emily.
You'll say
I
it
know
for
your
me.
parents watch, but it's okay.
Like it was awful. God awful. And the very end of it, whenever he kept harping on like just let us win. Just let us win. But he kept harping on it and was like, I'm really surprised they didn't call anything here whenever they were all doing the jump play for the last one. And like the fact that he even brought on like the rule specialist to be like, did you see anything? It's like they just let us have our win, but they couldn't do that. Like he was harping on
No,
it.
they can't. No one can, really.
That pissed me off so much because I'm like, just congratulate us for winning instead of saying, wow, there was a shove there. There was a shove there. I'm really surprised they didn't call this. Like, yeah, that was the other really bad part of the game was Collinsworth.
I feel like it's like that all the time though. Like they don't like the Packers and they all love Mahomes. And it could be say the same for the refs.
Yeah.
The refs' mouths were probably sore the next day too.
Their throat was a little dry.
I'm probably having to fucking explain themselves for all the things that they did, though.
That's what I don't understand. That is what I don't understand is how people can really just sit here and say, oh, the refs really pay, or the Packers really paid the refs for that game. And I'm like, did you guys not see it? It was on both sides. It was not a one-sided, bad officiated game. It was both sides.
Yeah. Do refs are there consequences for like bad calls for them? Or is this just
do they get fined?
Yeah, like just the fact that they literally control $1 billion industry for like something like that. I'm like, do they get in trouble for that, for bad calls? Like if I do something wrong at work, I get in trouble. So I'm just asking for
I can't imagine that they do. Otherwise, these games wouldn't be so badly called every week, every game. And it's not just one team. I feel like it's across the league.
No, it's been the whole league, like this whole season.
Yeah.
There's been like some pretty crappy play calling.
Did they do replacement refs without telling anyone?
Yeah, right. Did they not? I was thinking that. I was like, did they not tell us? Because that's what it reminded me of, is how bad the replacement refs were in like 2011 or whatever.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, no, not great.
Well, who were your guys' studs and duds this week?
My stud, Dobbs. Just like we were talking, coming through on that 4th down ball through like 3 players' hands and like following it through. That really did like turn, I think, like a little notch or something for the rest of our team of stepping up. He caught like what was thrown to him. I think he only like had like 1 miss or whatever out of his targets. So Dobbs was my stud. As for dud, I don't want to like call it a dud, but like Reed for me just like wasn't as present as he has been. And that false start like killed it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
How about you? What do you got?
My stud was Watson, because he did come in clutch. Like he was looking really, really good. So hopefully he gets to feeling better, and hopefully it wasn't anything like long term. So I thought he did great. Like he looked like his like vintage self from last year. Like he does better towards the end of the season. Like, I think he had 2 touchdowns and a couple of really big, catches. My dud was
his hamstring when he tried to slide.
Man.
Yeah. No, my dud, I don't know. It's tricky because I feel like everyone on our team did good. So I'm gonna say Pacheco is the dud for throwing a punch. That was just very rude. And the worst part about it was the fact that it was only the pylon camera that got it, so you can just see the arm go up, but you can't see the whole hit.
I always think it's funny when players try to like take a swing at a guy who's wearing a helmet. Like, this is gonna
Yeah.
hurt you more than it's gonna hurt the other guy kind of deal. Like,
Or when they do something good and they headbutt each other, I'm like, that is just migraine incoming. Like, please,
or at least
no.
they
Like
both got helmets in that situation.
I
I just
I will piggyback off of Emily. I will say that my stud is Keyshawn Nixon for
oh
not
yes.
There we
punching
go.
back.
For not
Yes.
punching back.
Yes. So good.
Interception.
Mm-hmm.
That too. But that I was like, wow, I'm really impressed because had somebody punched me, I probably would have hit back. Like natural
Oh
reaction,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
right. Like, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my stud. Obviously for more than just not punching back, but that is what I'm like, okay, we need something like that because,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just be
Yeah.
flat-footed like Quay Walker, but that's okay.
Yeah. Maybe he's meditating a little bit. So
Maybe.
Right.
who's your dad?
I don't feel like I have a dud. Maybe
Okay, fair enough.
Patrick
There
Mahomes.
was there was not a lot that like actually really like stood out dud wise. The refs.
No.
The
Yeah,
Yeah.
refs can be the dud.
easily.
Collinsworth. I mean,
Yeah.
Collinsworth is
besides,
always a dud. That's not just this
yeah,
week. It's always.
It was just a little
besides,
bit
Same
more
with the refs,
obvious right
but
now.
yeah, like
yeah.
the false start, the really bad one on Mahomes. Other than that, there really wasn't a heavy penalties game because it felt like it went by really fast. Like when it went to halftime, I was like,
I felt that way too. I was like, oh my gosh, it's halftime already. Like, I think I
mm-hmm.
was like wrapping Christmas gifts.
I
And
think it's because
I
my
was like,
adrenaline was actually pumping because I was excited for like
yeah.
the game. It was like, oh, we're actually like doing good things.
I did not go to sleep until like 2:00 in the morning that night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was hyped.
Well, like
I
because
could not. I can
the
sleep.
game didn't end till like close to like almost like 11-ish probably.
Yeah.
So it was probably around like between 10:30 and 11. I was just like sitting there like waiting and trying to like calm down.
Look, it's Kyle. It's the one that I retweeted that or quote tweeted it. I had to mute that tweet because I was like, this is too much. So I haven't even looked at that in a couple days.
Oh yeah, that one crazy. I didn't see it until after you had like retweeted it, and then I was like, like that's wild.
Yeah, I don't know. They're
It was
probably
a fair
working on
hit.
those criminal charges for Jonathan Owens, but not Pacheco.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If it was that what do they call it?
Egregious.
Egregious, then Owens would have been like disqualified, like at the end of the day.
I was actually surprised that he wasn't. I
That he
really
wasn't
thought that that's where
disqualified.
we were gonna go when they like threw the flags. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. He's
Yeah.
getting ejected. You hit Mahomes. Literally, somebody called me, a friend, okay? A friend called me the next day and he was like, I was gonna call you last night, but I was so mad. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I could have said I was also mad because that was some shit play, calling. And he was like, yeah, but you guys should know better. Like, you cannot hit Mahomes. And he was
Oh my
dead
gosh.
serious.
Yeah.
He was laughing. He was like, no, that was a foul. You're not allowed to hit Mahomes. And then that's when I saw that tweet and I was like, Jesus Christ, what is happening right now? I was like, these people are
Mhm.
serious. And this was like before anybody had said anything. And like, I didn't even go to his page or anything. I was just like, oh my God, this is literally the second time in less than an hour that somebody has said something ridiculous about this hit. And then like I went back a couple minutes later and I saw all the replies and I was like, man, that dude's
Oh,
trolling. I
mute.
was like, that's embarrassing. But I already said his tweet was embarrassing, so we're sticking with it.
You're doubling down.
Yeah, I am.
You're definitely like I feel that vibe too. Like that's why I think no one hits Mahomes is because everyone is scared to hit him. And that's why I think Jonathan Owens just wasn't. Like I think he was just tired of that. And he was like, you know what? This is my one shot to hit Mahomes and I'm gonna take
I'm
it.
gonna
And I'm
do
like,
it.
if I was in his position, I would absolutely do it too. But yeah, everyone is
Mhm.
so scared to hit Mahomes and he wasn't, and I'm all for that. Like he's played really good
I'm
these
glad
past
he
couple weeks.
wasn't. I was here for it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
Right, like
After
it wasn't like a dirty hit.
No, it was
Like
just a little
he like shoulder nudged him. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like a dirty hit by any means.
Yeah. It's like whenever you play the game telephone and you kind of gotta like, go like that to
Whisper in
someone.
someone's ear.
Whisper. That's what he was doing. He was just trying to whisper in his ear.
He was
Whisper
like,
sweet nothings.
hey, stay in
Oh my
bounds.
Drain the clock.
Yeah, right. No timeouts, no timeouts.
I do feel bad that the entire state of Wisconsin wanted Kyle dead. That was not the intention. I honestly sent the tweet, checked on like the original tweet a couple minutes later because in my head, like before I tweeted that, I was like, this looks like something straight out the Onion.
I'll be
Like,
honest, I don't even know what tweet you're talking about.
oh, okay, hang on.
You send it in
I need to
over-
know now.
Okay, Kyle posted a video of the hit, and he said there's absolutely no place in the game for this hit on Patrick Mahomes. Jonathan Owens should be ejected from the game, and honestly, I'd consider pursuing criminal assault charges. I'm outraged. And I was like, this literally looks like something straight from the Onion. Like, had somebody not just less than an hour ago had said to me what they said to me about the hit on Mahomes, I was like, I
You're like,
probably
this
would
is
have
satire.
immediately caught up on it. But then when I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I was like, can't tell, right? Because I'm like, these Chiefs
No,
fans,
because some
and
people actually felt that.
literally living in Kansas City my whole life, I know how they are. And I didn't know anything about Kyle. I was like, oh my God, this guy's a mad Chiefs fan. So I just quote tweeted it. And then I forgot about it. And then a couple hours later, like I don't have notifications for Twitter on. So a couple hours later, I get on Twitter and I'm like, holy shit, what did I post? And then I was like, oh.
Whoops.
And I just went back and checked on it, and we're at 459,000 views, 1.6K likes, and over 300 comments.
Oh my.
And then, so
no wonder. Good thing you don't have your notifications on, man.
Yeah. Well, and then I muted the tweet because I was like, I'm tired of getting notifications.
I had to do that. I had to do that. Like I made a tweet during the Super Bowl, like the last one with that I don't know, what was the commercial with like it looked like a TV, whatever it was.
Oh, yes.
And so like I did like the Spider-Man meme. I said everyone pointing at anyone near like the remote or something. And I got so many fucking likes from it.
Yeah.
And like Jared literally woke me up in the middle of the night. And was like, can you like mute it? Because like the vibration like will not stop. Like I can't fall asleep.
That's how I feel about Troy snoring. I'm like, can you just mute that, please? I can't sleep. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why I have the TV on. So that way.
Oh my God.
TV.
Last night we had the TV on and I like wake him up in the middle of the night because like I got woken up to he'll like fall asleep to like Discovery Channel stuff. And so I got woken up to like two rhinos headbutting each other.
Okay.
And I was like, and like going like and so I was like, hey, can you turn it off? And like he's like half asleep. Like he's like not even half, like a quarter awake. And he just goes, yeah. And he like points the remote backwards and like hits the button and puts it down. TV didn't turn off. I'm just like sitting there like, okay, I'll just get up and I'll go get the remote.
Guess I gotta do it myself. Thanks.
I was like, I'll get it.
I love that for us. Troy always falls asleep. To me, the most annoying sound when I'm asleep is basketball. It is so loud.
Oh, it like those little shoes and stuff?
Loud.
Yeah.
It's the shoes,
the whistles,
the
like it is actually pretty loud.
It's all of it. And I'm just like,
I can see that.
Me more angry than waking up and basketball's on the TV in the middle of the night. I'm like, stop falling asleep with basketball on. I don't care what else you want to watch, but basketball is not it to sleep to.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that does not like to sleep with anything on. I like to be pitch black.
Oh, you're psychotic.
Quiet. But I need a fan. So I want my
fan. Okay. So you gotta have a fan. If you don't have a fan, you are psychotic.
No, I have a fan.
If I'm feeling spicy, I'll keep the light on. Like I I sleep really good. Yeah. I it depends on the night. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just like it's too far. I don't want to turn it off. So I'm like, it is what it is.
No, I'm tired. Remember that episode where we just all went yawning back and forth?
Yawning. So real quickly, funny story about that. I tweeted a picture, 2 pictures today of conversations with my coworkers. and I don't know what it was, but could not stop laughing. And then it got to the point to where, like, you know how with the yawns, I couldn't stop doing it. And so that's what was happening with the laughs. And it was so bad to the point where my office is the last one in the hall. And then there's another office, another office, another office, another office, a long hallway, and then someone down at the end. And we were all in a group chat. And she texted and she said, "Breathe, god damn it. That's worse." Because then at that time I was like, because I was trying to stop.
It's like
And then she said,
hyperventilating.
"Do the opposite of what you're doing, go the other way." And then my roommate was like, "Someone get this girl an inhaler stat." And then we just got a new oxygen tank at the office. And so she was like, "Do I need to bust out the brand new oxygen tank?" And then eventually when I stopped, I was full on crying. And then she said, "It got quiet. Did she die?"
Oh God,
Because
she took her last breath. Like we all heard it.
it was it was just like it was something stupid, but it just got to the point to where I was just like, yeah, yeah. I was going through it, but it really made me think of the fact of whenever I could not stop yawning. I was like, yeah.
Oh
At
man.
least you lived to tell the story. Do you
I was
want to
like,
know what sound I'm really interested in hearing? Tori doing the rhino sound backward.
Backwards.
Mhm.
Oh my, I don't even remember how I did the rhino sound.
As
Things just
soon as
like come
you
out of my mouth sometimes.
literally, as soon as you did it, I was like, "You should do that backwards."
Oh
reverse.
my. I'll
You
just
can't do
like
the
have to
Uno
pull
reverse
it
part.
up, put it like in a video, reverse the video, and I'll get back to you on that.
Perfect.
And
Oh, man.
speaking of getting back, how about we get back to some football? We are like in the playoffs, 7th seed. How do you see that going? Do you see us like actually maintaining like being in the playoffs or
Well, when you look at our current schedule,
oh yeah, our remaining
I
schedule like is
feel
like
like it's a
Tampa Bay
trap.
is gonna probably be like the toughest game that we actually have. Because like when we went over when we were really sucking dick like earlier this season and we talked about like I literally said like I think we have 4 wins in
Yep.
us the rest of the season. It is literally like now. Here's the 4
Right.
wins I was talking about. Like I don't know. Like it could be a trap. Like it's scary.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is we are so traumatized
By these
from
easy
these
Yeah.
games.
games that we're supposed to
Last year
win
was
that
a
we just
trap, and I
don't
fucking
win.
knew it. I was like,
The
the
Detroit
Lions is
game.
gonna be the hardest game. Like, I was like, we can
Yeah.
win all the rest of these. Like, after we beat, like, what was it, the Dolphins last year or something? I was like, we can
Mhm.
win out, but the Lions scare me.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about too, is the trap games. I definitely, with me having a nightmare, I feel like now I'm living in delusion again. But I feel the same way. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
if we take care of business, if we do what we're supposed to do, we're in. Like we're in. And if we start losing, then it's gonna be our fate's gonna lie in other teams' hands. And
Yeah.
that's what I get nervous about. So
Yeah.
yeah, just we can't get cocky because that's kind of like how it's almost like whenever they play prevent defense, right? It's like, they should win, so they're playing not at their best. And then that's whenever they
And
don't
that's
do
when,
good,
like,
at
people
least.
start coming back, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we got to start learning how to put games away. Like, we still can't.
Yeah.
I
Not throwing
mean,
interceptions in the end zone. That's
yeah.
a great start.
I mean, I see us. We could possibly win like 4 out of the 5 games or whatever that we got left.
Yeah.
Who do you see us
But
losing to? Vikings?
Tampa Bay,
Mm, Baker
I
Mayfield.
I could see that one like being a tougher like out of the remaining ones. I mean, the Vikings, it's gonna come down to like how Dobbs is doing or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but you know what's crazy that the Vikings play the Lions? Like their last 3 games is literally Lions, Packers, Lions.
Yes.
Isn't that nuts? Like that doesn't
That's so weird.
that's like irritating because it can mess with how the standings are in the division. Like
Hmm.
just in
Yeah.
the last 3 weeks, it could change completely.
That's how the San Francisco and Seattle was. They played each other and then
Mhm.
a different team, and then they're
Well,
back playing each other again. I'm
The
like,
Chiefs played the Bronco. It went like Broncos somebody, and then they played the Broncos again. Like there's been a couple of those this year, and it's like who okayed the schedule?
I think it's the AI that's doing it, is what they're saying. And I'm like, better check on it because
Yeah, right.
Just
Something's
check on
up.
it.
Check
it's
on it.
question.
You
Check
guys
to make
don't
sure she's
like
okay.
proofread this before you publish the schedule?
Literally, like there's been multiple where I'm like, why are they playing the same team within 3 weeks?
Mhm.
Because like what makes it interesting is like for us with the Vikings, you know, like we lost the Vikings and we're coming back a different team right now
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and stuff. So like that's gonna make things interesting. So like same thing even like with the Lions. We beat the Lions and then we come and we play them and it's a really interesting they always play us very well.
Do y'all see us
But
winning Monday?
I like to hope. I
Yeah,
like to hope that
same.
this is the game where we learn to fucking play 4 quarters through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be the team to do it and get a solid W against them. But I mean, again, is it a trap?
We are traumatized.
So
Are we
Are
gonna
we
feel
trauma bonded? Is this a trauma bond?
I am trauma bonded through so many people.
my whole life.
Good.
It's a different story. No, I don't know. I could see this game being closer than we want it to, but I could still see us
Mhm.
winning. Like
This
I
is a
can
game-
see it.
Tori.
I can see this
Yeah.
one being like a holding my hair and like ready to pull it out, but it's like, oh, okay, but we made it.
No, I'm going to need you, Tori, to continue with there's no way we're winning this game. We're losing.
Right? I know. I was like, should I
Because
just
as
like
long
keep
as,
every
as
time I've been
long as
negative
you've been
things have
doing
been
that,
going
we've
well.
won. Just
Yeah.
so you know.
Okay,
You got 90 seconds to be negative.
31-13 Giants. No.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah, we just sealed our win. I
You're
would like
welcome.
to.
I'd
just
love to be
have this
wrong in
game-
this situation.
I want to score like 40 points. Like we have not gotten
I do.
over, like,
I
what is it,
want to see
25?
high numbers.
I want to see them like 50 points, like just
Balling out.
all out. Yeah, this would be the game to do it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, this would be the game, but I mean, it's just like the thing is this is like if you're playing a scrub of a team that has like no business in even playing, which is kind of what the Giants are right now. It's like you can't even let them get a taste of hope, and that's why like we just have to rack it on because like this is like what we're playing for. Like, you know, they're like, this is a chance that they're like, all right, we could beat possibly this team. Like looking at their schedule, you know.
I want to squish their hope. Like, don't even.
Yeah, I don't even want them to be there, but
like 40
it's
to
going
3.
to.
That's the level
40 to 3 would be great. I want to be like Dallas on like opening night against the Giants.
Or they
You
just
know?
kept beating them up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
and
what
they
it is
Yeah,
with
like
Dallas
just
this
keep
year.
racking it on.
Yeah.
It's
I was
really
talking
shitty
crap
for
about
Dallas. It's shitty for Dallas that they are the 5 seed and Atlanta's the 4 seed at 6 and 6.
Yeah.
Just due to like their division being garbage right now.
It's okay.
But oh well.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping to see high numbers also. I want Tori to think that we're gonna lose, and
We need that.
I'm gonna say that we're gonna win. And if we
why am I the bad guy?
because
You've
you
been the bad
always
guy for like
are.
all season. Negative
Exactly.
Nancy. The
Yeah, stay in that
pessimistic.
role.
I'm sorry, I've
Stay
been a
in
really
that role.
realistic person that we've been
We need
at
to
for
change
a
our
while
name.
this
Are
season.
you?
Yeah, we need to change our names. Tori's gonna be at pessimistic. I will be at very optimistic. And
Highly
Haley will be
optimistic. Neutral.
Haley will either be neutral or like
Neutral with high expectations of Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, number 1 fan.
That way they know what they're getting into when they watch us.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like you don't
a
even have to
wide
guess
level-
like who's who. Like you'll already come in knowing.
Right. I'll be the one that's here to just like be the referee.
Yeah.
Okay, well make sure you make the right calls.
Ooh. Set yourself up for that one.
I will. And hopefully you guys will pay me $250,000 even when I do make the wrong ones.
Fuck, right.
We'll
Dude,
send
if I
you a
could
fine.
be wrong like that publicly and still get paid that kind of money?
Ooh.
Sign me.
Man,
I don't
sign
care if
me
someone wants to
up.
run me out of town. I'll be running out in a fucking Bentley. Like, I'll be doing okay.
What is that thing that's like, I won't ever tell y'all that I'm rich, but there would be
But there will
signs.
be
There will be
signs.
signs.
There
There
will
will
be
be
signs.
signs.
There will be signs.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, let's just hope for a good game. How would I say that?
Yeah.
I just hope for a good game.
There you go. There you go, Tori.
I
Does it
hope
feel
that
good?
I hope that we show progress and just have a good game.
How does it
Have fun.
feel?
It's disgusting.
She's turning red.
I feel sick.
The words are getting stuck in her throat. We gotta go.
Yeah, we have to go. She said too much. We're gonna end on the high note that we'll probably never see from Tori again. So we will catch you all next week. Yes, next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.